Welcome to Hot Laps, brought to you by Heatshield Products. Race testing.
Welcome back to Hot Laps. We're on lap 35. We've Patrick's in the house. He's doing his little shimmy there. Steve is back, and Shane is here with me. And,
Shame. Here I am.
And Shane, you were out yesterday. You got a little bit of a back issue.
Oh, I was just resting my back.
Just resting it?
Yeah.
Too many things around the house?
Pretty much.
Were you lifting the motor out of your Tacoma, and that's how you hurt your back?
Well, I took that 363 out of the Escape and put it into my Tacoma, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So the Tacoma has a 363.
Yes.
I'm really happy that you put my motor back in. My gas mileage is improved.
Good.
Significantly. All right. Stevie, how was your trip?
It was awesome.
And you got to go to the Bronco.
I got to go to America. I left Nazi Germany and I escaped to America.
But you went to the what it's called?
It's a super Bronco. There's two. There's a super Bronco celebration East and West.
It looked awesome.
West is at Wild Horses. By the way, we need to follow up with them.
Okay. I'm writing a note as we speak.
And then James Duff is usually kind of there's a lot of different vendors there, but I think Wild Horses is a driving force behind that one, and James Duff is a big driver behind the one in the East.
It looked cool. But
it's awesome. It's just great. It was.
Did you see Dolly Parton?
No, did not, but we did go to Dollywood.
Nice.
And I have passes because we are going to be future residents there.
Yeah.
So we just went ahead and got passes.
Sweet. That's awesome.
And they're dirt cheap.
I can't imagine.
It's not $1,000 to go to freaking Disneyland.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the other news is it was kind of interesting, kind of cool, and it was kind of nice. We went to a car show last weekend.
Yep, Sunday.
And that was like, it seemed like it had been a while since.
Anybody had a car show locally. And now there are other parts. Again, in America, it's been opened up.
In America.
In America, it isn't so foreign to have gatherings, but in Nazi Germany, it has been.
Mm-hmm.
So myself, Bruce, you, and Brave Cheese were at the...
Yeah, it was nice to finally meet James.
Yeah,
that poor guy, he probably felt like I was avoiding him every time he came up. I've been out of town.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Brave Cheese, because I know you are a listener. So he brought his Mustang up. You brought the Bronco up, and a lot of people were checking out the Bronco.
Yeah.
I brought my little comment, and nobody cared.
You know what? I think Dad should have brought the sign up for his Woody because nobody understood what that thing is.
100%.
Nobody gets it. He needs to bring that sign. Everywhere he goes, he needs to bring that sign.
Well, anybody that's looking at the car would just
it's just
by.
And there's a lot of nice Woodies there because there was the Woody Club. Yeah. That four-wheel drive Mercury thing was sick, dude.
Yeah, that was cool.
I would love to. I mean, I don't have the money, but I would love to own that.
What was it?
It was a four-wheel drive Mercury. It was
Woody.
like Ford built it. It goes to it would basically be like getting it from, well, not really because Ford builds the Shelbys now, but like it would have been like back in the day when Ford would build a Mustang and they'd send it to Shelby and then Shelby would do its stuff to it. And then they would get sold. That's what it was. It was like a factory version.
Like
of
a Woody equivalent of that.
You would have hated it though, Shane. It was an overland rig.
Oh.
So
had a tent on the top?
It actually did. Yeah, it had an ice box built into it. It was rad, dude. That thing was super cool.
I look at I believe your dad is in that club now, and I think we hosted him here at Heatshield in the morning. But I look at that club, and those guys were all cool.
Yeah, they're all nice. And dudes, a lot of those guys are dirty rich dudes. Rancho Santa Fe, and they're all super mellow, nice guys. I love the guy that was next to us that had the problem with his. He's talking about his C8 Corvette, and I was stalking him about the C8 because I want one so bad, and I was asking him 9 million questions about it, and it was rad. I mean, he got one, and then he's like adding all this carbon fiber stuff to it. I mean, it must be nice to have deep pockets. Good for him though. He's enjoying it too, you know.
So we pull into Bates, and I'm behind Bruce. Steve was already there.
Did you feed the chickens?
Yeah, because the old guys don't know. The old guys don't know how to go through town. I know the fast way.
Yeah. Steve hauled ass.
I left after them, like 5 minutes after they all left, and I beat them there by 5 minutes.
Nice.
And so this guy has major steam coming out of the Woody, and I'm like, oh man, it probably looks good on the outside, but the motors probably had it, and this is going to be a problem. He pops the hood. It's a flathead V8.
Yeah, dude, it was
You
nice.
could
He
eat
kept
off it.
He kept it.
You could eat off it.
Oh, wow.
He kept it like it should have been with the V8 and the flathead V8. That's rad. I like that.
Yeah, it's not like
pop
my
a-
Mercury where
I mean,
it's embarrassing to pop
Dad's
the hood.
Woody. There's nothing wrong with that because his
Pop a radiator hose or something?
Dad's was Rust Bucket City, so he had to do what he did on that
Yeah.
one.
No,
But-
yeah, he popped the radiator hose on the bottom.
Yeah, it was rad.
But
That was a cool car.
His son and his grandkids came up, and they spent the rest of the day with him, and they did a little fix on the fly, and he emailed Steve and said he made it home. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So anyway, it's good to see that.
And
you know,
he sent me pictures of our thing. He bought the MagnaFlow kit for his C8 Vet,
Oh, nice.
and he sent me the pictures of it with the heat shield part on there.
Beauty.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was cool.
Anyway, it was good
He
to
was a
see-
nice guy, dude.
Yeah, he was.
Super cool dude.
Yeah. It was really good to see that people are not letting the China virus rule their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are getting out there, and they got more than they expected, which is good. And
Yeah, well, that was a cool thing. It was a thing to raise money for cancer, I think, right?
like heart disease. Or
Yeah,
something
heart
like that.
disease. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Dude, some really nice cars there, man. Just some super cool ones.
Yeah.
It was cool to see some of my dad's old customers from a store.
Yeah, that one guy was like from the Stone Age.
Dude, Joe.
With the Camaro, right?
Joe Perez, that Chevelle, dude.
Chevelle.
It's awesome. He's got 3 of the same car. One of them is a drag car.
Yeah.
One of them is like one that he's cutting up and doing all kinds of crazy stuff to. And then the other one is one he just bought from a gentleman who had his wife is from a wife of a gentleman who just passed. And the cool thing is he's going to make them all look the same. I mean, it's just rad. It's a nice car. I love that car. He was always a good dude coming in this. I remember him when I was little being a good guy. So it was fun.
What was the vehicle in question, Steve?
Which vehicle?
The one you said the guy has 3 of?
Chevelle.
The Chevelle, yeah. It was a Chevelle.
What year? 70 or?
No, I think it was
It was a hot rod.
I like the 70s.
I want to say a little bit earlier than that. But it's
Like,
rad. So
was
he's
it fastback? Was it fastback body? So like a 68, 69?
I think so. I think it was more like a 69, and it's rad, and they're all red. He's going to put a black vinyl top on them so they all look like the SS that he has, and I just remember him going to Carlsbad Dragway, and that's all long gone now. So just cool to kind of reminisce.
Yeah.
It's too bad Carlsbad Racetrack is gone.
I drive down the drag strip every time I go to Target.
Yeah, that was
Because that's a street that goes that way.
yeah. I mean, I know the guy that owned all that land, and I don't blame him for selling it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, well, he still has 250 acres. He only sold off 250 of the 500 he had.
Man, there's 250
That's a
acres
hell of
with
a
nothing
retirement
on
fund.
it
Yeah.
in Carlsbad.
His family's like one of the original families that was a farmer and settled he was like 4th generation California, 5th.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
With groves.
Yeah, the only person.
And the coolest thing about that dude is drives an old beat up 79 Ford truck, and you wouldn't know that guy had any cash on him at all.
That's perfect. Yeah, I mean the only person I know that's like over 2nd generation would have been Eric Summer. That guy I used to surf with down at the beach. His grandparents were native Californians. But yeah, you don't really see that. That's cool. 4th
But it's a
generation.
bummer that he sold that land. I was hoping he would keep the racetrack. That's what bummed me out is when he sold it. But he's a good dude.
It's all
whatever.
industrial space now.
Yeah, that's all it is.
We had something similar happen a couple of years ago here with the drag strip that was over at Lakeland, which is just about like 45 minutes east of me. Drag strip had been there since the 60s, and by this time, current times, it was an 1/8 mile. It used to be a 1/4 mile track.
Ooh, yeah,
And they used to run top fuel cars on it, and there was a swamp. It was a short track. 1/4 mile was dangerous, and they used to put a car out into the swamp at the end of the track regularly.
Watch out for the gators.
So the family that owned the property and the track and everything, they were ready to sell it to someone, keep it open as a drag strip or whatnot. Amazon came in, offered them a huge chunk of change for the property to basically doze everything and turn it into a big Amazon warehouse. And they said, we wanted to stay a drag strip, we want to keep it open, but we couldn't turn down this offer.
Yeah, that's why it's cool. Like, there's guys like Cletus out there that are, I hope more of those YouTube guys that are crushing it right now do more of what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because that's freaking awesome what he did, buying that track and keep resurrecting that old track. I'd love to see more of that. some of these big time, big money guys, you know.
Yeah, it was
And it's not like he was just gifted that. That guy hustled his tail off to earn all that he has.
He is a hustler.
He's a total hustler. That guy works his butt off. So,
All right, I got a couple things here. Do you want to give us a quick update on the builds you're doing? I don't want it to bring a tear to your eye.
no, there's no updates.
No updates.
They're still,
Everything's
still not done.
Everything's a pile of crap.
No.
Yeah.
You got the Bronco running.
Not really. We still need some help. Everything's a pile of crap. That's why I have 4 Fords, is so I can drive one while the other 3 are broken down.
Oh man,
They don't
look at Patrick. He's smiling like crazy.
It's not that they're broken down. It's just the Mustang has got no progress. The F100 has no progress. Bronco that's why we're wrapping this one up quick. I just need to change a wire out, and then I think there's an update for the Fast that I got to do. But it still needs a rewire. Trying to get someone over here today to look at lowering the seat box because I'm
Nice.
not a welder. So it's still got a ways to go.
All
And
right.
then it's got to go back down to somebody to get the steering from that particular company that did the suspension sponsorship on the
yeah.
Bronco from 7 years ago at SEMA. I'm not going to drop a name. And, man, is that a totally dangerous situation that happened to me when I lost my steering.
Or as
Oh, yeah.
Papa would say, situation.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So I had a guy that knew what he was doing. He went down there and looked at it. And he's like, man, it's like I got to have this thing back into. He tuned the shocks. He looks at it and he's like, I got to have it back in 2 weeks. I can't let you driving around like that. It's like it's not good for you.
That's what Tim
Well,
said.
at least somebody's
Oh,
honest.
wow.
At least somebody's honest.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about the chip shortage, and they thought it was getting better, but I read that it's completely worsening.
It's worsening, and Honda shut down 3 manufacturing plants
Yeah, and I was, I'm a big Ford
just for a
guy.
chip.
I'm a big Ford guy, but it looks like it's going to affect Ford by they're not going to be able to produce 700,000 vehicles, including the new
There's a
Bronco,
big shortage
the F-150,
everywhere.
and the Super Duty. Hence the reason, while we were at the dealership today, we saw a $55,000 2015 F350 with 87,000
Yeah.
miles.
Damn.
Yeah.
$55K.
This whole thing was causing
nice,
the
though.
used car
It's clean.
market
It was
to
nice.
explode.
Yeah, the
right?
used car market's awesome right now.
Mm-hmm.
I bet September before I heard August. Now I'm hearing September. I bet you the Bronco that I get will not be I'm off, and I don't care. I'm just gonna keep going. It won't be
You got the fullest
2021.
battery.
It won't be
You're good.
2020.
No, it's gonna be a 2022 or a 2023. I bet. But
Well,
it's just happening to everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what, people? If you wanted to buy a new car and you're complaining about that you can't buy your new PlayStation 5 and everything, guess what? You have no one to blame but yourself because nobody bought American when they should have and kept those factories here.
you should point at the camera. With
Point in the mirror.
Yeah. Point at yourself.
That's who's to blame for that. You know what? The American stuff
Well-
costs a little bit more, and now we're in the mess we're in.
You know, who would have
Yes.
known most of our medicine's made in China?
the Chinese.
And, well, yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Joe
And the
Biden.
masks
We need to make
that have
those
been
important
so
things here.
critical for the last year plus.
Yeah, how many millions of dollars, billions of dollars was made on masks?
And now you're getting all the environmentalists ticked off because masks are littered
They are
everywhere.
crap.
Yeah, and they're. That's just great. I love it when they get mad at themselves, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get going. I got some stuff to get done
All
today.
right, tech questions. You ready?
Let's do it.
So, I pulled these questions because we always talk about street rods, we always talk about race cars, race trucks, UTVs, off-road trucks.
Well, that's what you might always talk about, but
Well-
I'm talking about all kinds of stuff.
Well, I hear you, but we talk about tech questions for that. So, I pulled these because I just wanted to show everybody that your everyday drivers have opportunities. And the first
Oh.
one is a common heat
I
problem.
was thinking like oil rigs or refineries and that kind of thing. Those are the questions I get.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
just we're trying to make this quick here. So common heat problems with an easy fix would be my thing, and Shane, you can chime in on this because it does Toyota since you're our resident Toyota guy. Recently had to replace the starter on my 2007 Toyota Tundra.
Ugh.
My brother did the
Major
replacement,
disassembly.
but was unable to reinstall the OEM heat shield. I need to find a way to protect the starter and some type of replacement heat shielding around the exhaust pipe at that point needed for the starter. Can you suggest something? Have you addressed this problem before? So it's a stock 2007
But
Tundra.
what engine?
Right here, 5.7 liter.
4.7.
Well, he said 5.
Those things will go.
7? Oh yeah.
Those things
Right.
will pat. Those things go great, but man, they can't pat. They get
The
terrible
starter's
mileage.
up in the valley.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's buried in there.
Well, it's
And,
not as bad as the 5-cylinder GM motor where you got to take the intake manifold off to change the starter, which is it's awesome to spend about $50 in gaskets, and it's a $500 repair job because
Yeah.
it's
It's an expensive starter.
some
repair.
rocket scientist thought that was a good idea, but lava starter shield. That's it.
Yeah.
Cake, right?
Yep.
Right.
50107 is a part number. SummitRacing.com. Don't go
Yeah,
to Jegs
our
because we hear they're crashed.
Our smaller one, I'm pretty sure that'll fit on
That's
there.
all.
Yeah,
That's
That's
about
all the
that
high
size.
torque. You just really
Yeah.
got to protect the solenoid, is
solenoid,
what
yeah.
you're after.
All right. I wanted to
Next.
So I looked up this car, and I think that my stepdad had this car. It's a 1990 Cadillac Eldorado.
Front wheel drive
Yeah.
with a big, huge V8.
Yeah, sideways
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
Wait a minute, what year?
1990.
90 wasn't big. 90 was smaller, and that was the small Cadillac
Oh.
V8.
Well, that was the L.
Oh,
well,
like
it's not the sedan DeVille because that's what Mrs. P had, right?
Oh yeah, hers was like 85 though.
Yeah,
80
but-
something.
Okay. I
Well-
thought the Eldo was the big car.
I thought so too. Is that still?
Pretty sure
I don't remember what those look like.
It was the big car in the 70s, and then
Yeah, they made a
like
smaller
late 70s, early
race.
80s they shrunk it down because it shared that same platform with what was the Buick Riviera. That was
Buick
Are you sure
Riv.
that's not the sedan DeVille? Because my buddy's mom had one of those, and that was the smaller V8, and it was sideways.
Would it be considered a hoopty?
Nah, it just depends. Well, it's what does it look like? You know what I mean? There's,
All right.
there's nothing wrong with a if the
Oh, yeah.
19, if it's
He's
in
right.
good shape.
It's a smaller one.
If it's a
You're
1990
questioning
Caddy.
Mr. GM himself?
Hey, look, if it's in good shape, it's not a hoopty. It doesn't matter what it
Looks
is.
It does look a little bit like.
Unless it's a Yuga,
little bit
that's
like,
always a hoopty.
Like Pat's car.
Oh, yeah.
About that size.
Yeah, but see, I think hers was a 4-door version. I think that's the difference between the two. Go ahead now.
Right, Patrick?
Go ahead.
Let's get to the
yeah,
question.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
got-
it.
It's a good looking car.
I have a 1990 Eldorado. Did you hold it up for the camera?
Oh, I will. Hang on. I will.
And I noticed the plastic cover that much of the firewall is cracking. I assume from the heat of the manifold. Front wheel drive, engine position sideways. What product do you have to adhere to the firewall to stop further damage? But the question there is, are you trying to have us fix the plastic? Because I don't know if that's fixable or.
You'd have to tear out all that original stuff and put in some sticky shield.
That's pretty much what you'd have to do.
Mr. Tech, is that it?
That's pretty much it, because you can't.
Yeah. So,
Go ahead, Patrick.
oh no, I'm sorry, Steve. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's all right. Go ahead. Fire it off.
No, I was gonna say, what they're talking about, because a lot of the GM cars had similar plastic covers on the firewall that covered up like where the wiring bulkheads were and everything. And what Steve, you could put some sticky shield on the cover, and it would actually help to keep the plastic together in a lot of ways. But as far as a car like that, I would not want to start taking stuff off the firewall, especially wiring, because that wiring's 30 years old now.
It's all crunchy.
and-
Crunchy.
That's what you worry about with the plastic being crunchy. It's hard. You got to really, man, I don't know. Because the problem with that is you'd have to scrub the snot out of that stuff to get it clean so that the sticky shield would stick. And the problem with scrubbing something that's plastic that old under engine heat.
Deteriorate.
Yeah.
Break, yeah.
crumble to dust.
Yeah.
But the flip side is the plastic doing its job because it's taking the heat and it's shielding whatever's behind
Sure.
it from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shane, what's that video? What's that YouTube channel you watch where they just take old cars and just throttle?
Neutral drop.
Yeah, so maybe they should take that 1990 Eldorado and donate it to
Rocking
Neutral
Horses.
Drop.
I mean, that's a
That
bummer,
rocking
dude.
horse.
Like, if the car's in good shape, I mean, maybe somebody makes those plastic covers. You could find a new one or new old stock.
Yeah,
That might be the way to do it. But
New
yeah, I
old
agree with Patrick, man. You start
playing.
that's a lot of age. You start peeling that thing apart, and man, that gets a little sketchy.
And it's not like wiring in like a 60s, 50s car. There's a lot.
Well, because that's
crud
easy.
there.
Look at your thing. How many
Yeah.
times that got rewired and
Yeah,
hacked?
look at the hat.
and-
How it's all put together on the firewall.
Now,
Yeah.
tying into something else is okay. So the plastic's going away, and maybe going to lose that heat protection. He could look at the stealth shield, the stealth sleeve. Sorry, stealth sleeve to shield to protect the wiring that's behind there
Yeah.
if it's going to start getting exposed to more heat.
Yeah.
And he could put
Very
that
true.
on without having to really disturb it too much.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if the plastic, I mean, that's it. You just kind of got to try it. It's what you do is you say a Hail Mary. Maybe do like one strand on the rosary there, and then pop the plastic off. If it doesn't completely disintegrate, mission accomplished. Clean it up, put the sticky shield on, put it back in, but you're really rolling the dice there.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel for a guy that's driving a 1990 Cadillac. He probably really likes it.
Would likes it,
it's
right?
probably in good shape. It probably has never been wrecked, but he's got an opportunity.
It's kind of like rolling the dice after eating a bad tamale. You just got to be careful what you do, how hard you push.
Yeah.
Or 7-Eleven taquitos.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, last question, and this is a sound insulation question, but it's for a custom application. They purchased some DB skin insulation for use on a subwoofer box. First time I ever heard that. Probably not. You probably heard
It
that.
actually helps boost it seals the box and actually helps boost it.
Nice.
Especially if it's like an MDF one, like somebody's made it assembled. Fiberglass ones, maybe not so much, but the MDF ones where they're just kind of bolted together.
Yeah, so this
It
guy
actually helps.
it is made out of MDF, and he was wondering before he applies the DB skin, what are the steps, and is it cool just to brush it right on?
Yep, cool to brush it right on, but man, you want to clean the snot out, get all that dust out of there.
Yeah, that's all.
Dust bad.
Dust bag it, and that's it.
Blow it out with an air compressor or something.
Yeah, or maybe even vacuum it, because if you've already got the speaker hole cut out, some of that stuff, you just use an air compressor, just blows some of that sawdust around in there. So,
But
maybe a
that's cool.
vacuum.
I have not yet seen that.
Yeah.
But man, if you're listening to this, send us a picture. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll stick to wood. No problem.
Yeah, that stuff sticks to. It's a great. It's really a good coating, good protective coating. But you just want to make sure the surface is clean. Dust is just a killer. It even works pretty good on. Well, no, I'm not going to say that because I want people to take the time and put it in right. So just make sure it's clean.
Clean.
Yep.
And that's all we got for today. This is really quick, but we do have a lot of things going on, and
Stuff to do.
yeah, stuff to do.
Things to get done. We got to get home in time so we can drink beer at beer 30.
Yeah.
Beer 30.
And we have hop laps.
Hop laps.
Laps.
We should do a hop laps.
Yeah.
That would be a great one to do. Yeah. And
Hop laps.
different kinds of beer. We should actually
Little
do
beer
that.
taster.
Review different kinds of beer.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd be
you-
up for that.
Well,
Yeah,
you
we'll
know
just
me.
do it at the
After
end of the
one,
day.
I'm shot.
Yeah.
So we better just review one, or else I'm going to be falling out of the chair.
Yeah, I won't do it. So
Lightweight.
to do one. We'll have to
Yeah.
send one to Patrick.
Yeah.
Well, we could do that. All right, that's all we got. Thank you for listening. Please leave some comments in our thing and
Like, subscribe.
subscribe. And
Maybe we should start reading reviews. If somebody leaves us a good review or a bad review, we got to start reading those.
Oh, yeah.
Reading them off on the air.
you
Yeah.
think
We'll do
crackers are
like
horrible.
hateful tweets.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll read
Yeah.
them. We'll read them.
Or good ones.
Yeah.
We'd be
Good
more
and bad.
inclined to read a 5-star, but
Yeah.
But if you're really creative on your 1-star, it might make it on the air.
Is
Yeah, we
Twitter
gotta get
still
sensitive.
going on? I thought
I
they
don't
just
know.
crashed after Donald Trump wasn't using it.
They have. They've totally.
Well, it's
crashed.
not. No. Like Apple Podcasts, Google. That's where you leave a review.
No, I hear you. But
What do
you were
mean
saying
Twitter.
somebody said tweet.
Oh, Shane was saying. Well, there's
Oh.
a thing where you can read negative.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, I think it's the Tonight Show or one of those.
Yeah,
They do it.
one
yeah.
of those late night coconuts.
Yeah.
does that.
They do mean
Celebrities
treat.
read tweets deal.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Sweet.
And
Yeah.
for all of you on Fallout, we'll be on there Friday night on Fallout 76 Xbox.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
All right.
From everyone at Heatshield Products, we thank you for listening to Hot Laps. Leave that review, subscribe, tell a friend, and most of all, stay cool. We'll see you next time, right here on Hot Laps.